Marc Storace, how's it going with you in the land of Krokus these days?
All going well, Jason. Nice to be talking to you, and we're obviously very excited because our new album, Dirty Dynamite, will be released in Europe tomorrow. So, we're looking forward, and things are happening well.
Now, Marc, I took a listen to this album, Dirty Dynamite, and I got to say, classic rock at its best, 21st century rock, pure giving it. This is an awesome album. How do you look at it in your eyes, for making this? I'm sure it's a interesting concept for you.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's been a long 2 years that we worked on it on and off, and we had time to be objective about the songs we wrote, and I must say I'm very excited about it and feel that it's an album that will hold up to the best ones we've done so far, if not better.
Like, you guys got a promo video, Dirty Dynamite. What do you think of promo videos today and making them?
Well, I think videos are still as important to the rock scene, well, to the music business, as they were before, because one doesn't just listen to music, one goes to concerts, and one likes to see their artists or whoever artist it is in action, and a little bit of fantasy, and so on and so forth. And nowadays we have YouTube, and we have all this kind of in the older days, in the 80s, it used to be MTV. It was we used to have like full rotation with our videos on MTV. But things have changed. But hopefully they'll catch on and play some videos too. But we do it basically to promote and to show the fans, even our old fans, what we look like today, and and how the whole thing rolls, and I think it's a good medium for that.
Let's say, going on writing the album, what was some of the inspirations and influences in getting this album to what we have today?
Well, I mean, basically we're all influenced by blues and rock and roll, and we're also influenced not by modern rock and roll, but also we're influenced by old stuff, like real old stuff, going back to Little Richard, Chuck Berry, the real old stuff coming from the black people in America, which really started rock and roll going before Elvis Presley. And obviously, we're also Presley fans, we're Beatles fans, Rolling Stones, going on to AC/DC, Deep Purple, Led Zeppelin, the usual stuff, the classic stuff, classic rock, and we're old school, and so you don't hear the modern heavy metal or any new metal in our sound. We're influenced by old school hard rock, and what we have here on the new album, Dirty Dynamite, is a collection of songs which are based around 3 or 4 chords, and they're very simple and bluesy, and it's like we stayed very close to our roots, and the roots are raw, but it's 100% rock and roll, with a good beat, good drums, solid and forward punching rock and roll.
And with that, you can never go bad with good old rock and roll, certainly the classic style.
Well, no, it survives. It survives the fads and fashions and trends. Rock and roll will never die,
True. What do you think of writing, in the 21st century now? Like, let's say when you look at other bands and, certainly bands from the future, how do you see their route on what way they're going to be going, like music in general?
Well, I think well, they the modern bands like new metal and so on, they are the musicians that thought that they could expand and keep on expanding on what already was given. So the basics are the same, but I think that the whole scene has reached a point where it's becoming very repetitive, and I think they went so far that they realized that the stuff they left behind, the old school stuff, is in fact pretty attractive and pretty cool. So there's a lot of young people, the young generation is starting to look back like we used to look back when I grew up in the 60s, and I look back to the 50s to see where the whole Elvis thing was coming from. And the Beatles covered Elvis, and they covered Chuck Berry, and so on and so forth. So one always looks back to see where the roots are of what is happening today. And somehow I feel that this is very good because it's going to mix the old blood with the new blood even more. And out of that might come something new, but it's never going to be completely new. And even when we were writing, we knew we were not going to create the wheel. The wheel has been created, and we're not going to be able to create that once again. That's how it is.
Good, very good way of putting it. Now, Mark, let's say with the whole discography of Krokus, I mean, it's getting quite big now. When you guys go live, how are you guys going to decide what songs to play now?
That's quite a problem. But actually, we narrow it down. That's the best way to do it. So we've narrowed our 17-album repertoire down to Metal Rendezvous, Hardware, One Vice at a Time, and Headhunter, plus Hoodoo and Dirty Dynamite. So that's 6 albums instead of 17, which makes life easier. And luckily, I must say we're going to have about 4 to 5 new songs from Hoodoo and Dirty Dynamite, and the rest is going to be classics, So we're obviously going to throw in something from Metal Rendezvous and from something from each album, actually, the albums I mentioned. So you're going to hear Screaming in the Night and Easy Rocker, Heat Strokes, as well as Better Than Sex and Hallelujah or Go Baby Go, So it's going to be a pretty exciting concert, each time we hit the stage. We even we'll be having a couple of songs in reserve that we can switch over according to our fancy or according to the area where we're going to play,
For summer tour dates, is there much lined up right at this moment to promote this new album?
Yeah, we have. It's collecting. It's all mounting up slowly. We start off in May in Switzerland. We're doing a small venue tour, which means venues which take around 1,500 people, and we're calling that the Close Contact Dog Tour, because in a hall of that size, you're in close contact with your fans, and you can smell that rock and roll spirit, And later on, we're going to come back in June and start with the festivals. So we've got a couple in Germany and Sweden Rock Festival. We're doing Stars of Sounds in Switzerland. Then we go on to the Hellfest in France. Then we play Moon and Stars in Locarno, Switzerland. That's a fantastic atmosphere there. And then we're back up in Germany doing Classic Rock Night in Piras and Rock of Ages in Sebron. And going on to August, where we do Summer Days in Switzerland on the lake in Arbonne. And that's as far as I can tell you so far. But dates are coming in, and we're waiting, to see which ones are confirmed. The ones I mentioned now are the ones that are confirmed. And then later on, obviously, we hope that Dirty Dynamite will show good sales and good reactions from even further away. We went to Japan last October and played Saitama Dome, in front of 32,000 people, and it was fantastic, and we'd love to go back. So hopefully we'll hear from Japan very soon, from Tokyo, and we'll play Tokyo Nights in Japan again. It was great. And then while we're there, we hope to do Australia and maybe Asia, parts of Asia, but we'll see. And obviously our biggest wish, top on the list, is to revisit the USA, because we are very loyal and thankful to the USA for helping make Krokus so big in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
We have a lot to thank to our U.S. fans, most of whom are all our age today, around the 50s, 60s, and some even older. And we hope to be able to come over and rock you once again, and rock the younger generation, which turns up at the concert nowadays too. And while we're in the USA, obviously we have to do Canada, no doubt about that, because Canada, together with the USA, was our most frequented place of touring during the 80s. And we'd love to do it from coast to coast all over again, just like the old days, just like the 80s. And when we're on that side of the world, obviously we'd like to revisit Chile and Brazil, and do South America, play a couple of big festivals there. So the band is open, and we're ready to fly, and we're ready to hit the road and get on the nightliners and check into those motels, hotels, and do the whole thing all over again. Because don't forget, we're not getting any younger.
Well, it sounds like you guys are going to go all over the world very soon. That's good.
Well, let's see. Let's hope so. And now we have Mandy back on board, Mandy Meyer. And we're going to have an ass-kicking band, that's for sure. And so we're looking forward. We're really looking forward to this.
Where does the title come from? Like, it's quite a good title, Dirty Dynamite. Who thought of that one up?
Yeah. Well, the word dirty really, it kind of describes, it describes our music. It's blues orientated, simple, and with a few chords, and it's raw, sounds raw, and my voice is still gritty, and we didn't use we didn't smoothen it up, you know, with any like gadgets or tricks or computer stuff. Obviously, it went through Pro Tools in the end, and we did the whole mix that way. But I sang, for example, into a handheld mic, the same kind that Freddie Mercury used to use, and they had about 50 of them in Abbey Road Studios, you know, and yeah. So the whole thing, Dirty, is like explaining the quality of music, and Dynamite is because by recording this way and being real, you know, amongst a whole lot of junk sounding stuff which is out there today, and over-polished, over-produced, or stuff which is going through so many gadgets that it sounds like plastic, and like it sounds like it's coming out of a can, you know. Ours is the real thing, like you plug in, direct, and record, and that's why it sounds like dynamite, you know, and you have to hear it to believe. So that's what we're selling now, Dirty Dynamite. And we use the bulldog on the front cover with his goggles and cigarette because he looks like a tough little doggy, you know. And he's a little Dirty Dynamite shitter too, you know. Yeah, it's all fun and rock and roll, and Dirty Dynamite fits in the rock and roll world. I think it's a very good title. It describes the music, and it describes the attitude and our kind of philosophical laid-backness in our age, you know, at our age.
Well, Mark, you very well described it, because I couldn't have imagined all that, and that's incredible. And congratulations again on this product. It sounds very, very good and powerful in your voice. Keep up the great work.
Thank you very much.
Okay, well, thank you again. This be the second time I talked to you. The first time would have been in 2010, I think, for Hoodoo that we're promoting at that time.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, 2010. Ooh, time flies, huh?
I know.
Nova Scotia?
Nova Scotia, Canada, yeah.
Okay. Do you guys talk French there?
Yep, there's some French communities here.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I hope we can meet in the flesh and share a beer. If we make it so far, you know, I hope we do. And it'll be nice. Yeah.
Excellent stuff. Well, you have a great year, and hopefully we meet soon, okay?
Okay, Jason.
All right, you have a great tour, Mark.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.